So what's cooking? If this alliance were to come together, what impact does it have on the dynamics of state politics ahead of next year's elections? To talk about this, I'm joined on this broadcast by Pugas Gandhi, advocate and spokesperson of the DMK. We have Syed Zafar Islam from the BJP. I have Suman C. Raman, political commentator and analyst. I have C. Rajshekharan, president of the Voice of Tamil Nadu and advocate. I just want to say that the AIADMK has chosen to stay away from this conversation. So we don't have a formal AIADMK perspective. I want to go across to Sumant Raman first. Mr. Raman, you observe the in and outs, the intricacies of Tamil Nadu politics. The DMK government does have multi-terms of anti-incumbency, which they'll have to contend with. They're also building up the spectre of delimitation as an attack strategy against the central government. How, in your view, does a potential alliance between the AIADMK and the BJP change the electoral dynamics ahead of next year's election?
I think it's extremely significant. We still don't know at this point of time if how big this alliance is actually going to be, because there are many other parties which are also part of the NDA in Tamil Nadu. So presumably they would continue to be part of the NDA alliance once the AIADMK ties up with the BJP. But let's face it, Rahul, 2024, the Lok Sabha elections were swept by the DMK combined. They won 39 out of 39. Right? And in that election, if you added up the votes of the AIADMK alliance and the NDA, which contested separately, they were ahead in more than 80 assembly constituencies. 117 is what you need for a majority. So in a situation where both parties faced a complete wipeout, they were ahead in 83 or 84 assembly constituencies and needed actually only 35 more to potentially be in a position to form a government had this been an assembly election. So it makes enormous sense for the two parties to come together. Now, this whole argument that the BJP is an untouchable party in Tamil Nadu, that has gone. That ship has sailed quite some time back. BJP today has about 10-11% vote share in Tamil Nadu. It's probably the third largest party in the state after the DMK and the AIADMK. The challenges, however, are after all that's been said, and particularly with the BJP state president still not appearing to be reconciled to this. We have even yesterday, I think you played out a small clip. Anybody can go and meet the home minister. Any opposition leader from any state can go. That is not how a state president is welcoming a potential ally. So he is not.
Let me put that question to Zafar Islam. You have an Annamalai problem. He's just come back after fellowship in the United Kingdom. He's young, aggressive, he's roused people to the BJP's cause in the Lok Sabha elections, and he doesn't want the alliance. He's quite clear, he said it. One of the reasons, in fact, that they stepped away is because of his constant tirades and attacks, that the big bosses, Amit Shah and the others may want it, even the Prime Minister may want it, but your man on the ground doesn't want this alliance. And that will have its own complications in terms of how things play out, because ultimately they're not going to be meeting Amit Shah every day. If Annamalai is constantly carping at the prospects of an alliance, it's kind of then very bittersweet.
Well, we don't know whether alliance will happen, not happen. We can only speculate at this point in time. But Annamalai, or for that matter, me, or Annamalai, for that matter, anybody, any Karyakarta of the party, is a soldier of the party. They also have to comply with the rules and guidelines and the orders which we get from the top leadership. So it is not about Annamalai ji, it is not about any individual, it is about the leadership, what will they decide, and eventually it will be executed at the state level. Having said that, it is mere speculation at this point in time that we are likely to have an alliance with the AIADMK. Of course, as he rightly said, Annamalai ji, is that anybody can meet the Honorable Home Minister, and the people do meet. It's not the first time they have met. They have met in the past as well. They have met the Honorable Prime Minister as well. Of course, the two parties, they're like-minded. Both the parties are criticizing the local, the incumbent government, because both the government, the government of the day is deeply into corruption. That is being criticized by both the AIADMK and the Bharatiya Janata Party. So if there is a meeting of minds tomorrow,
forget what Zafar Islam is saying on record. This is a debate on television. He's being seen by millions of people, and therefore he's saying a certain thing. But let me just tell viewers basis my conversations with the senior most leaders in the Bharatiya Janata Party at the center, I can tell you on first authority that they want this alliance to happen. That they think that not allying with the AIADMK in the Lok Sabha elections was a mistake, that they would have done better if they had. They said we went along with it because at some point in time we had to up our base vote share. That Palaniswami wasn't realizing that the ground reality in Tamil Nadu had changed, that the BJP had emerged as a force and we were being treated shoddily. So at one point in time, we had to pull away to give him that shock. Now that that shock has been administered, and remember in the Lok Sabha elections, even though the BJP won no seats, it picked up 11.38% of the votes. That's 1 in 10 voters voting for the BJP. The AIADMK 20.66% of the votes in the Lok Sabha elections of 2024. The Congress had about 11% and the DMK about 27%. So they say the tactical logic is that we wanted to show that we are now a force, but strategically the BJP top leadership has told me on first hand authority that they think they made a mistake. So now Pugas Gandhi, forget the wishy-washy comment that Zafar Islam is making, and he obviously has to say that on record. It's quite clear that the BJP and the AIADMK are working towards coming together. It will take some time, but it's heading in that direction. Doesn't matter what beyond the point Annamalai thinks. If that happens, you got 2 terms of anti-incumbency. It really changes the dynamic. I mean, ultimately, we saw that the BJP at the center had to take a bit of a hit despite PM Modi being on the ticket after 2 terms of being in power. This could be a game changer in Tamil Nadu. Makes your life much tougher. You're on mute, Mr. Gandhi.
No, not at all. We are least bothered about any alliance between BJP and ADMK. Because all along, if you see the past history, even in whether it is 2019 or 2021, in 2019, they were having an alliance between BJP and the ADMK, and they couldn't win even 1 seat. Only 1 seat ADMK won. Likewise, in 2021 also, when there was an alliance, DMK was having a thumping majority. Similarly, in 2024, when ADMK went separate because ADMK thought that BJP is a liability. That is the reason why they went separate. So I disagree with Mr. Sumant Raman saying that if there was a combination of ADMK and BJP, they would have surpassed the numbers with respect to DMK. That is not correct. If that is the case, Edappadi would have very well gone with BJP. Edappadi thought that it is a liability, hence he dumped BJP. Currently, when it comes to 2026, even ADMK is in shambles. ADMK is in multiple factions, whether it is Edappadi faction or OPS faction and TT Vidyanagaram faction. BJP needs a piggyback. Without that, BJP cannot get any vote share in Tamil Nadu, because even though they have scored some 10 or 11% in the parliament election because they went separate, it is not the case that it is going to be a determining factor as far as 2026 elections are concerned, because in 2026 we are going to bank upon.
No, I think you're being delusional, Mr. Gandhi. The fact is the BJP sits on 11.38% votes. The AIADMK sits on 21% of the votes. That's 37% of the votes straight away. That's 31% of the votes straight away. The DMK was 27. The Congress was about 11. So that's 38. It's a much tighter fight. And if, for example, some of the smaller regional caste-based parties come together, which again is highly likely, then you've got 2 equal formations. Then you've got 2 near equal formations. It's frankly game on in Tamil Nadu.
The elections are not about only arithmetic. If that is the case,
you also have anti-incumbency against you. Multiple terms of anti-incumbency.
But we are also having a favorable climate with respect to our rule, because the schemes which has been implemented by the government of Tamil Nadu is a major hit here. That is the reason. And secondly, if that is the case, then why Edappadi didn't take BJP along in 2024 parliament election? And most of the ADMK leaders are still not in favor of an alliance with BJP. What is the reason for that?
Okay, so let me put that question to C. Rajashekharan. The fact that there are enough elements within the BJP, particularly Annamalai, I mean, even though the other leaders aren't as opposed, and some within the AIADMK who think that the BJP will usurp the AIADMK, that ultimately the BJP will grow, the AIADMK will weaken, and that the BJP is a Trojan horse for the BJP's entry into Tamil Nadu, and they'll over a couple of elections finish off the AIADMK.
Rahul, you have answered your question. Okay, fine. Be it so. Let me be honest and straight. I am neither pro ADMK, pro DMK, or pro BJP, or anti of all these parties. Let me speak what is the ground reality. There is an anti-incumbency factor against DMK. Agreed. There is an anti-incumbency factor against BJP. It's agreed. So let us see through the mirror. I mean, see through the glass. What is happening? Political glass of Tamil Nadu. What the people of Tamil Nadu feel or think. Known devil is better than unknown angel. Assuming BJP to be the God, savior, they are angels, they can change the whole Tamil Nadu into this, that, or blah, blah, as claimed by that policeman, one SP resigned guy, Annamalai. He thinks he is the only Yogian of Tamil Nadu or India. He is the most corrupt fellow. I am going on record. And he claims that this is happening, that is happening. What locus he has got to speak about others when everybody is on this equal plank? So the people of Tamil Nadu are not interested to support any party which aligns with BJP for so many reasons. One of the reasons, anti-Tamil Nadu mindset by the center. And it is NEP, people of Tamil Nadu don't welcome it. And if it is the delimitation, people of Tamil Nadu, I am telling with authority, as you said in the beginning, with authority, because the ground situation is like that. There is anti-incumbency against DMK. I'm not saying no. But if they come out with good plans like reducing the tax on the tax they have levied on the property, bringing the price rise in every issue.
Okay, let Zafar Islam respond to what you're saying, that the BJP is... Wow, 1 second, I've heard you. I'll come back to you. So I'll come back to you. You made some important points, Mr. Rajshekharan. I'm coming back to you. Zafar Islam, the charge that Tamil Nadu parties see the BJP as being bad news, that there is an anti-delimitation, anti-BJP sentiment, and if you just see how some of our debates on delimitation have done on social media and digital in Tamil Nadu, it comes out quite clear that there is some resonance and sentiment around it. Secondly, the very real fear that many in the AIADMK has, that the BJP will grow at the expense of the AIADMK, that the AIADMK becomes an entry platform for the BJP into Tamil Nadu politics. Right now you're on the margins, you'll come center stage, you will finish off the AIADMK, and your partners are therefore very naturally wary. They've seen what's happened in Maharashtra, they've seen what's happened elsewhere.
See, first of all, there is, as I said, there is a speculation. But even for a moment, you assume that there is going to be alliance with the AIADMK. Both are, the AIADMK recognize the growing force of Bharatiya Janata Party in the state of Tamil Nadu. We are no more a small party. We are growing fast. We have a leadership there, state leadership. We are being acknowledged by the people of Tamil Nadu that he is doing a great job. And Rajshekharan may have its own opinion, but let me tell you very candidly that there are many constituencies where BJP is extremely strong. And it will be evident in the fact that if there is an alliance, as people are speculating, then the two important force will come together and it will become a force to reckon.
No, but you haven't answered my question, Zafar Islam. There are parties in Tamil Nadu and those in the AIADMK who matter, who think that the BJP will eat up the AIADMK over 2 elections. That this would be the kiss of death. It's a suicidal bear hug.
Not at all. No, Rajshekharan, let me just complete. That's not truth.
Let Rajshekharan's fader goes down. Let Zafar Islam speak. I'm trying to recover from a bad throat. I don't want to exert myself too much. Let's do it one at a time. Let Zafar Islam complete.
Yeah. All I'm trying to tell you that AIADMK is a recognized, well-established party of Tamil Nadu. We are becoming a force, and we have become a force. If we are not going to damage their prospects in Tamil Nadu, nor that we are using them as a platform. We have our own strength, they have their own strength. If together we become a force to reckon.
Okay, let Sumant Raman come in on what you are saying. The example of Maharashtra is cited often. The Shiv Sena was the bigger force originally, that the BJP grew on the coattails of the Shiv Sena, ultimately fractured and splintered the Shiv Sena and became the much bigger party. That it happened to the Thakres, it can happen now to the AIADMK. How real is this concern? Sumant Raman.
Yeah, the concern is definitely valid. I don't see this as an imaginary threat. But the bottom line is the AIADMK needs to win 2026, period. So this is not a question of
you could be
saying
dead in
what
the
will
long
happen.
term or you could be dead in the short term. Those are the
Short term.
optionality from the AIADMK's
Yeah,
perspective.
And therefore, right now, both parties need each other. It makes zero sense for them to fight independently, because that is, for all practical purposes, writing off another term to the DMK. Together and with a few smaller parties, and potentially getting the AMMK of Mr. Dinakaran on board in some form into the alliance, this then becomes a formidable challenger to the DMK, and there is a lot of anti-incumbency. Mind you, Rahul, between 2019 and 2024 Lok Sabha elections, the DMK alliance lost 7% vote share. Mind you, that's a lot to lose between just 5 years. And because they got 53% last time, even this 46 they were able to win. Just adding the two, 39-0, would have lost them straight away 10 seats just by adding the seats of the NDA plus AIADMK. So there is a very strong argument to be made. Now the point is, the BJP has a huge problem in what it's going to do with the state president. If they feel that the state president must continue, then quite clearly this alliance is not going to work on the ground. And mind you, I've had people from both the AIADMK and the BJP telling me before last election openly that breaking up was a colossal blunder. Everyone knew this. Within the AIADMK, 90% of them knew it was a disaster. Within the BJP, except the state president and his small coterie, almost the entire top leadership of the BJP.
Okay,
Today,
now let Rajshekharan come in on the optionality before the AIADMK. They can live to fight another day, ally with the BJP in the next election, hope that they can leverage the anti-incumbency against the DMK government and win, or they could worry about what the BJP could do 2 elections from now and lose yet another election. By themselves, the AIADMK doesn't really have what it takes to beat the DMK at this moment. The Lok Sabha election showed that quite clearly. That's the most recent baseline that we have.
Rahul, DMK is a party which is strong with their alliance partners. There is no second opinion on that. There is an option for ADMK to defeat the DMK alliance. How? There is an actor called Vijay. He is a potential new party, and he has his own vote base and fan base, which will convert into an vote base for him. And he is ready to align with ADMK. And ADMK, PMK, Vijay, and all the small
Sumant, is that correct? Will Vijay, you think, be willing to ally with the AIADMK and the PMK? Because that's Vijay is doing very well in the polling data I saw from Tamil Nadu. That's a big game changer of an idea if that happens.
Rahul, the AI. One second, sir. One second, sir. The AIADMK's first preference would have been to have this alliance with Vijay, right? I mean, their earlier preference would have been a hope that there would have been a split in the DMK alliance and some of those parties would come over. That did not happen. The second best option for them was to align with Vijay. Vijay does not, at this point, seems to have delusions of grandeur. He says that an alliance will be formed with those accepting his leadership. That is absurd. He's not fought an election in his life. And he wants a party like the AIADMK, which has been in power for 32 years in Tamil Nadu, to accept his leadership. I mean, who will do that? So clearly the AIADMK approaching the BJP or the BJP approaching the AIADMK, for the AIADMK, that is not their first preference. But having been pushed to the wall and facing this uncertainty of messing up the way they messed up the Lok Sabha election, Mr. Palaniswami has, and I know this on speaking to AIADMK leaders, this so-called opposition to BJP, which was there, it was there a year ago, that has largely disappeared.
Rajshekharan, Vijay is delusional, he's getting carried away, he thinks he can win on his own, he's getting swayed by the public that's coming, that public may be applauding the star, they don't necessarily go out and vote for him.
See, Rahul, ADMK is the largest party compared to any party in the opposition. I agree. But yesterday's Amit Shah's tweet at midnight clearly speaks that it is the NDA alliance which will form under the leadership of BJP. And the state president, this SP resigned guy, Annamalai. No, I'll tell you. Please, I'll finish, Sumant.
He did not say under the leadership of the BJP. He said the NDA alliance.
It's obvious. It goes without saying. I interpreted it that way. I understood it that way. Let me be honest. And on Annamalai, this police SP guy, he goes everywhere and says that I will not accept anybody. It is my leadership. I am a tall leader. I mean, he is after all a policeman. Yeah, come on. Let me be
No,
fair.
no.
and
While you're
honest.
being unfair to
No.
Annamalai, the fact also is he's
the
a
arrogance,
disciplined
the arrogance.
worker of the
See,
BJP. If Amit Shah and Modi tell him
come
back
on,
off,
come on.
we want an
I have
alliance,
nothing
that's
personal
the end of
against
that argument.
No, I'll tell you, I have nothing personal against him. With due respect to
Rahul, can I just come in? Let me just...
Just one
Give
second,
him
Zafar
clarity.
Islam. 1 second, sir.
Please.
Let Rajshekharan
With due
complete.
respect to my friend Zafar Bhai in the panel, I have nothing personal against anybody. The arrogance, the way they project themselves, the way they talk in the public domain makes us feel this guy seems to be a cranky fellow talking nonsense. See, politics is not only shouting or yelling with press people and the public. You should be little nice to everybody. You
Okay,
should project
Zafar
yourself as a
Islam,
leader.
more
But you don't
pushback
have the
against your
quality.
state
That is the problem.
BJP president about his arrogance and about his delusions of grandeur?
I'm overly surprised that Mr. Rajeshekaran definitely has an agenda here, because the way he's criticizing our state leader is something, a state president is something which is very abnormal for anyone to speak about him. He is a very dynamic guy. No, Mr. Rajeshekaran, we know him well. We know him. We interact with him all the time. He is such a humble person, very dynamic. He definitely wants to have more footprint for Bharatiya Janata Party. Is tirelessly working for the party and its growth. He has never shown arrogance, but of course he is a very is a hard-working Karyakarta. Is a party's loyal soldier and definitely wants to have more footprints in Tamil Nadu. And anything which the party leadership will decide, he will comply. There is absolute no, even it is unfair to imagine, even speak that he is arrogant and he will not comply with the decision of the leadership. We definitely want to form the government.
Okay, I think all our guests have spoken.
We know exactly how the DMK is underperforming.
I'm out of time. Rajshekharan, quickly, final words.
This is an opportunity and we will win.
No, you are belittling Pon Radhakrishnan, all the predecessors of Annamalai and saying he is the only guy who is good and all. Even Pon Radhakrishnan is a tall leader, and all the presidents of BJP had won the hearts of so many people. See, you cannot undermine the predecessors of the present policeman, Annamalai.
We acknowledge everything. Who is saying that now?
No.
Okay,
You are saying he is humble as if the others are arrogant.
Okay,
No,
Mr. Gandhi, what's very clear is that the election in Tamil Nadu, and I think this show brings it out by itself, will be a lot more exciting if it is AIADMK and BJP on the same side than it would have been otherwise. It just becomes a far more exciting election.
See, I have only one thing to ask. The people of Tamil Nadu are opposed to delimitation and also are opposed to the three-language policy, which the AIADMK is aligning with. Now, BJP is pushing for delimitation and BJP is also pushing for the three-language policy. In an event of an alliance between BJP and AIADMK, how AIADMK will face the people of Tamil Nadu when they take a position against delimitation?
Okay, let Zafar Islam respond to that. There's no AIADMK, but like a good alliance partner, Zafar Islam already wanting to respond for the AIADMK. Go on, Zafar.
You have already announced our alliance, Rahul. Yeah. But let me tell you that as far as delimitation is concerned, the Honorable Home Minister has personally spoken about it, that nobody is going to lose anything. The state of Tamil Nadu is not going to lose anything. Everybody's interest will be safeguarded. So why unnecessarily willing something which does not exist? Such concern should not exist when the Honorable Home Minister of the when he visited Tamil Nadu few days ago, he made that statement and he gave comfort to everyone, not only to the ruling party who is making unnecessary statements after statement, but the people by large, that nothing is going, state is not going to lose anything and every interest will be protected. So AIADMK understand that, but DMK, I understand for the political reason, they are making this as an issue, but this issue is just nothing but a stunt which will backfire on them.
Okay, Sumant Raman, I'm out of time, but since you've got your hand up, quick final word.
Last comment. If the BJP wants to help the AIADMK, then what they need to do is they need to get a big roll of adhesive tape and plaster the mouths of many of their leaders who come up, both central and state, who come up with the most awful comments which rile up and sort of play into the hands of the DMK. So I think that needs to stop. And if the BJP leaders are not going to do that, there is no earthly reason to go hard on the 2-language or 3-language issue. Tamil Nadu has not accepted it from 1968.
Sure.
Why now?
So we'll do a separate debate on delimitation and on the 3-language formula. That's matter for a different date. But if you like exciting elections, if there is a strong NDA, then it's a much more formidable contest. No matter what Mr. Gandhi and the DMK may say, multiple terms of anti-incumbency, a stronger alliance, resources, money, they'll have to get the arithmetic and the chemistry both right. It's not just resources, you also have to get along on the ground. So there are lots of challenges, but just as a distant observer with no skin in the game, it will be a far more exciting election. So let's see what happens. I want to thank our guests for joining us.